Hi, everybody.
Hi.
How you doing?
It's the gathering room with Martha Beck.
Who's Martha Beck? It's me, and the inimitable Rowan Mangan, also known as the Gracious Badger.
I've had a haircut, you guys.
Yes, the Gracious Badger hairstyle, we call it. I want Ro to publish a magazine called Gracious Badger Living, which would compete with Martha Stewart Living in the media sphere.
Your wish is my command. So it shall be done. Who's here?
Oh, Lordy.
Okay, who was first? Linda Gripko was first tonight.
Woo! Wendy Powell's not far behind.
Oh,
yeah.
They're not liking your profile pictures tonight, guys. Wendy from Guelph!
Wendy from Guelph! Hi!
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. Oh, there's someone from Melbourne, and not Geordie is from Melbourne.
Okay, you guys, we're having a little bit of issues with the software. Wendy from Guelph, I did try to put your thing up and didn't come up. You're just gonna have to know. Hi Geordie, hi Lara.
Wow.
Hi lovelies, so many lovelies. Hi Sandy.
And from Austin.
Hi Anne, Spider Anne. Donna. She likes the star. Can you guys see Donna's comment on your screen right now? It should be up there. I can't see it. So
we can't see it.
I don't know if there's even any point to any of it anymore.
Is there any point to life itself if the software is not working? Really, it's just terrible. Denmark. Jane's coming in from Denmark.
Oh, so many Aussies. Thank you, Aussies.
Yay! It's
Maybe they just come because they can understand me.
Exactly. It's the Gracious Badger Factor. Yeah. I'm telling you. You could have a Gracious Badger factory. Is that okay? Because
no, they can't say it. Oh, curse you!
Burn it,
Mother software.
Bickerdike. You know Mother Bickerdike, right? Check the archives.
I don't know what you're gonna leave them with. Just check the
archives. Check the archives. Mother Bickerdike. I explained it once. It's not coming back.
Check the
archives. I don't even know if we have archives. If the software isn't working to show your comments today, that will be terrible because today's gathering room was going to be highly interactive. And now people are still coming in from Philly, which is just down the way. We've got people from New Zealand. We've got people from Nova Scotia and
Calgary,
England. Woo!
California.
Madison, Wisconsin. Well, we've got over 100.
We should say people's names instead of just saying places.
Just places. We're just obsessed with places.
Like we're amazed by the concept of countries. Norway?
Okay.
What?
That's just nonsense. You can't just make things up, people.
New Mexico? What's wrong with old Mexico, Bev?
No, but it really is. The places blow my mind because literally it's one place with all these tentacles that go out to New frickin' Zealand from, where are we? Pennsylvania. Yeah. But we might as well be anywhere. It's so awesome. We could be on like Mars. Anyway, we will just have to adapt because, someone is in Annapolis, which is AKA Naptown. But
I know what she's saying. It's all right.
Okay.
All right.
Let's start.
I'm going to start. I'm going to get out of the way. It's lovely to see you all.
Oh, okay.
Enjoy
well, you have
the
to
show.
Come back even more if we have
later.
Yeah. Okay, so now I put myself in the middle of the screen. Yay. Okay. We keep going to different places in the house. It's just a little nuts. So today I'm talking about how to basically have 2019 go the way you want it to. Maybe you don't set resolutions, maybe you do. Either way, the whole sort of calendar shift of the holidays, we come into the holidays, there's a very definite cultural mindset for that. And then New Year's Day happens and it really is like, let's go forward. Our minds really do mark time according to those calendars, even though it's really just another day and humans are making arbitrary decisions about calendars. But I think all of us are saying, what am I going to do in 2019? What is this year going to be like for me? And I want 2019 to be wonderful for you. So I thought I'd give you some little life coaching advice from this end of 20 years of life coaching to let you know how to make this year great. And it's not really what you expect. And there's a hint in the title today, how to win big by winning small. That's not the title? Oh, what was the title?
How to win big in 2019.
How to win big in 2019. I thought the subtitle was how to win big by winning small. Because you see, There are a few steps. We've talked about turtle steps before and breaking down things down into tiny steps. When you make a New Year's resolution, it is good to make it very small, or to break it into tiny, teeny, tiny, teeny, teeny little things that are easy to do. And then there are ways you can motivate yourself to do those things. But I wanted to start out by saying, and for this I'll need Ro to come back in, I would love you, as I'm talking now, to type into the comment field something you want to do in 2019 and the smallest step that you can think of to doing it. So I will write a book, and the smallest step I can think of to doing it is write for an hour in the morning or whatever, right? Okay, so as I talk, Ro is going to read your comments and pick out a few. And because the technology is not working today, she's going to have to bring in pioneer technology from the olden times. Oh my gosh, it is paper.
Just to be clear, in one comment, we want both the resolution or the plan and the small step you can take. Just in one comment, or I will lose my mind.
Yeah, for example, I might say, I really want to get in, I want to be in really good shape and be able to do like an hour of cardio 3 times a week.
Can you read this from Pam?
Pam Norman says, sell my book. Smallest step, find a place in my home to store 1,500 of them.
I love it.
I am so with you. So Ro's going to be noting those down, but I just want to tell you a little about the research, which shows, I just read like a slew of studies that show that small steps work better than large steps in moving toward any goal. That is not just, it's okay to give yourself a small step, but if you give yourself too big a step, your odds of failure are huge. If you give yourself a small step, your odds of success go up. And if you give yourself a tiny step, your odds of success go way up. And not just in making the tiny step, but in getting all the way to the goal, whatever it may be. So now I'm going to get Ro to read some of these. Darn it, I sure wish that we could put the things up online. We prepped for this all day. I'm like, we're going to put this on the screen. And of course, that's when everything goes wrong. Do you have any comments that you can call attention to?
I do, yeah. I'll come around.
Okay.
Yeah, we're so much with this stuff. Okay, so my first one, and I have to say my favorite one so far, comes from Kate Offer, who wants to learn to tap dance.
Yeah.
And I know Kate because I went through life coach training with her. And this surprises me and delights me, Kate. And her small step is to sign up for a class.
Okay.
For tap dance.
That's perfect. So this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to get in the mindset of taking a goal, making a small step, what you think is the smallest step, and then cutting it in half. So what is a small step? What's half of signing up for a dance class? Do the research to find a dance class that you could go to. Okay, that's a smaller step. You're more likely to succeed if you shoot for that than if you shoot for sign up for a dance class. Then, and here's where it gets really good, you cut it in half again. Like you make it even smaller. So you look up, like maybe Google dance classes in your area. An even smaller step may be open the computer and type in dance classes in my area. Like don't even do the research yet. Just put a window up on your computer screen that has that Google search in it. Okay, so that's one. Let's have another one, and I'll show you how small these steps really are. This is how I do everything, you guys. I had fibromyalgia so badly for 12 years. Still have it, of course. It's incurable, but I have very few symptoms. I had to do things like this. I remember open my computer was a goal for the day, and that's what I had the spoons for. That's what I had the energy for sometimes. That was my step for the day. So tell us another goal.
Okay, Gwendolyn's goal is to clear clutter, and her small step is to throw or give something away.
Okay, that's great. That's a small step. Throw or give something away. Cut it in half. I know it sounds absurd. I'm telling you, it works. So look at something you want to throw away. Identify something that you can throw away. There's a smaller step. Like just look at it and go, I'm going to throw that away. That's a step. Identify something to throw away. How could it be even smaller? And I'm like thinking this through as I go. Decide what you've got too much of. Like, just lie in bed and decide, I really don't need as many socks as I have. I don't need as many socks as I have. Good Lord, I need to get rid of some socks. See, it's working. The smaller it gets, and the more quickly you can actually operationalize a step, the more it goes into action. Very, very often when I'm working on the book I'm writing right now, my step is to just open it and read a paragraph. And that's the step. And then as soon as I'm in, the momentum starts. So it doesn't mean that you necessarily have to limit yourself to these small steps. I'll tell you in a minute what to do with them. Let's do one more.
Okay. I have from Kristen, walk the 100-mile West Highland Way in Scotland. Step.
Wow.
Walk. I wonder if she means from her house to Scotland.
Walk. Yeah, across the, I don't know, not the Bering Strait. Yeah, you could do that and then go across China, Siberia. I don't know where she is. We don't know. We have no idea. All right, so walk, yes, okay. I have a smaller step. Think about walking. Now, you may think that this is too small, but it's not too small, and I'll tell you 2 reasons why. Number 1, action priming. Before we go into any action, we have to prime ourselves by anticipating and contemplating what we're going to do. If we don't give ourselves time to contemplate and prepare, forcing ourselves into action does not happen. Contemplation and preparation are part of the action cycle, and we don't give ourselves enough time for that in our very action-oriented modern culture. Second reason that thinking about walking is a very real step. There is a delightful study, one of several, but my favorite is they had these people who were all getting fit. They had a group of them sit and do a certain number of biceps curls at the gym. And then they had another group just sit there on the machines and imagine doing biceps curls. And they had several different exercises that they did this way. Well, at the end of the study, the people who had physically lifted the weights had gained muscle. But so had the people who only thought about it. In fact, in some cases, they gained 40% more muscle in the area they were thinking about exercising, and they didn't move. When I was bedridden for 12 years, this is how I kept myself alive, I think. You know, I would think about jogging. I used to be a marathon runner, and then I couldn't move, but I thought about moving. And so when I got up in crutches, someone commented to me, you handle those more like a wounded athlete than like an invalid. And it was like it's because I kept my head in that game. I just congratulate myself. Even smaller step than thinking about walking. Can you think of one?
I'm stuck on shoes.
Oh, think about getting a good pair of walking shoes.
Check if there are shoelaces in your house.
Good. All right, so this is like, these are the tiny, tiny, tiny steps that you take. Now, here's the thing. You don't just take a step and say, good, I took a step, because then there's nothing to mark it as an achievement. You have to mark it as an achievement. Now, when I wrote my one and only weight loss book, which was all about hormones and thinking and how they have a lot more to do with our weight than most diet books say, one thing I realized was that I've realized this forever. You're much more likely to repeat an action if you get a positive reinforcement. That is any nice thing that happens right after the step, but it has to happen right after. Remember Pavlov's dogs they'd be fed after a bell rang. And so then when the bell rang, they'd start to drool because they associated it with food. Okay. Your body is the same way. If you do a small step, tiny step, think about walking, and then boom, you get a treat right away. But like training a dog right away. It's not like, yes, next week I'll go on a cruise because today no. I'm talking about you're training the animal of your body to repeat this action. Now, after I published that book, a lot of people came up to me and they said, at like book signings, you know, I'm trying to do all the exercise, but I'm having a terribly difficult time thinking of good rewards and punishments. And to this day, I'm like, there were no punishments. There are no punishments in that book. Punishments are to be avoided. So after setting a tiny, tiny step, my next piece of advice to you is stop with the punishment. Like, we have such a puritanical society. No punishment, or you will be punished. We will punish you for punishing yourself. But yeah, let yourself off the hook. I never mentioned any punishments, and let me tell you why. It is not that I don't think that
like some good punishment.
It's not that I don't like me some good punishment. It just has to be done with a safe word. My safe word is keep going. I stole that from a movie. I can't remember which one. Anyway, sorry.
You shouldn't let me on this thing.
I shouldn't let me on this thing. Okay, so it's not that punishment isn't, like, if it worked, I'd say, oh, all right, just be nice to yourself. But the fact is, it is negatively reinforcing. It actually makes you dread anything associated with it. It makes you avoid the entire thing if there's any punishment. Now, even when animals are trained with negative reinforcement, like they are forced to go over a jump or something, like forcing a horse to go over a jump and making it suffer, kicking it, whipping it if it doesn't do that, that type of reinforcement, I will hurt you unless you do that, is 51 times less effective than positive reinforcement. Give it a treat. You can beat it for an hour. It's going to be, if you give it one treat, that's 51 times more likely to get the behavior you want. So no punishment, but yes, reward. Now, I do empathize with people who came up and said, I can't think of rewards to give myself. Because, again, thank you, Puritans. I think I've quoted H.L. Mencken on this before, where he said, Puritanism is the haunting fear that somebody somewhere may be happy. This is the basis of the American dream, and probably a lot of the rest of the world as well right now. So as a result, we think in terms of deprivation and punishment, and we don't think in terms of reward. We're bad at rewarding ourselves. So I have a reward generating little exercise to teach y'all. And this is another thing where we needed the technology to work. And so we're going to have Ro jump in with her trusty notebook. And what I want you to do as I'm talking is write things into the comment field that I'm going to just suggest things you might like. And I want you to just type them in and send them up, and Ro will catch a few of them on the fly, popcorn sort of style. First of all, name something, and just put one or two and pop them up there. Name some things you like to smell. I once was in a store and I smelled this unbelievably beautiful, like, pine scent, but I know lots of things have pine scent. This was amazing. I checked the brand of this candle that was sitting there, and I got me some of that brand of candle. And right now, where I lie down to write, because I lie down to write, there's an oil diffuser with oil scented with that pine from the same company. Every time I lie down to write, I am awash with the joy of that scent, that pine scent, and it makes me much more likely to write. So I'm seeing a lot of smells coming up.
I don't think Debbie meant to write poo corn, but that's what she wrote.
Poo corn.
Coffee, vanilla. We've got tea roses, jasmine. Yeah, that's mine. Roses and jasmine. Geranium, ocean, bread baking, lemon verbena. Oh my God, I love lemon verbena.
So as Ro reads these out, notice how your body, the soft animal of your body, as Mary Oliver says, she says, you do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. All you have to do is let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. And you see, as she's reading, fresh laundry.
Sorry, Carol Bonneville. God bless you. I love the smell of disinfectant.
Whatever. If it works for you.
Reliably quirky.
So, but as she was reading that, like hollyberry candle, coffee, rain, lavender, rosemary, let yourself remember those aromas and feel how your body goes, oh, that's a reward. It's tiny, but it's a reward. Okay, put into the text field some things you love to see. You can, whatever it is, like I think that the internet has shown us that cats are just simply the most interesting things to look at that God ever created. They're just looking at cats doing things can fill hours and does fill hours, probably years for many good people. So while we wait for the visual ones to come up, here we go.
No, we're still on.
You want to read a few of those?
No one said men. No one said they like the smell
of men. The smell of books, the smell of trees. Everybody's stuck on scents. And that's just one question. One of the 5 senses. What do you love to smell? Oh, here we go. Here, hawks. Ooh. So read a few out if you don't mind.
Baby goats.
Baby goats!
Mic drop. We're done here.
Me?
Baby goats.
Baby goats.
All over. Full moon. Beautiful. Flowers. Baby goats in pajamas. Stop it, you guys. Sunset. You two laughing like ninnies. Thank you. And otters.
Oh, otters. Oh my God. Have you seen the one where otters, Google otters play with rocks?
After the show.
Oh my God. After the show. They play with rocks. And I don't know if I've told you this before, but it needs repeating. If they find a really good rock, one otter will keep one rock for its entire life. Check it. Okay.
Ocean, waves, red birds, my children, water rushing, mountains. Elephants are getting quite a few votes here. Alpaca, ponies.
Animals are very big with this team because you're all wayfinders, aren't you?
Wayfinders.
Okay, so you know where I'm going with this. 3 things, think of 3 things, write one up that you like to hear, the sound you like to hear. Can I tell you, I had no idea before we moved to Pennsylvania that deciduous forests in the east, they roar to themselves. Like in California, the oak savanna would go every now and then. This forest around us now goes like it is so loud. It's the most amazing sound. Okay. So here are we getting some heard things, violins, someone says. So I think we're getting some. Do you want to read those out?
I'm getting ocean waves and newborn kittens, which could be any category. Newborn kittens.
Yep.
Rushing water, birds in the morning, crickets, wind chimes, great music, birds singing, wind through the trees, deer feeding in the yard.
So then,
trees.
Next thing, what do you love to touch with your skin? What literal tactile sensations do you love? I got the most beautiful velvety bathrobe for my Christmas present. It is the most soft thing I have ever touched. And I love it beyond belief. What things do you like to touch with your skin? Warm water, whatever. Like, throw some of those our way. Oh, I'm looking at the things that are coming up. Milk foaming from the espresso machine. I love that sound. Trees in the wind. Yeah. Morning doves in the evening. I'm just, jazz, laughing from your belly. So here come the sensational.
Dog fur, yeah.
Depends on the dog. My beagle, not as much.
Cashmere, velour, rose petals, fairy dogs, soft blankets.
What about grass on your feet? You know, on a grassy lawn, things that aren't, or sand on your feet.
Flannel sheets.
Oh, yeah.
African drums. Oh no, I skipped back.
Doesn't matter. We're starting to get to the place where they all munge together.
Warm sheets, my husband. Smooth book jacket.
Interesting.
Lots of sheets.
Yeah, so here's how you make a reward. You get any combination of sensory delights, and you only need one. And you notice I left out taste, and that's because the one thing we tend to give ourselves as a reward is food. And I was writing a weight loss book when I figured this out. So, like, let's get away from always having it be something that we eat. That's the one thing that kids are rewarded with is treats to eat. And it tends to take the mind only in that direction. So everybody said, I can't reward my dieting behaviors because all I want to do is eat all day, eat crap all day. Well, let's feed our other senses. It's especially, I started with smell because someone says munging. I just love that. The feeling of a hug, it's so simple. Anything that tells the animal you are safe, you are loved, here is something you delight in. So you make sure you make lists of those. Like if you look through this, I don't know if you'll see the comments, all the things that people put up, baby kisses, a hot bath. There are all these things coming up. I don't know if you guys can see them. Okay, so I'm hoping that what you do is use each other's reward ideas. Because all you really have to do is say, I am going to get me a cup of Earl Grey tea. You know, I'm going to get that. That's a taste. But I was thinking of the smell of it. I really love the smell of Earl Grey tea. And I am going to sit by the window and really listen to the wind chimes outside my window. I'm going to really listen to the bird song. And if you can't find it in your immediate environment, I'm not joking about the kitten YouTubes. Okay, I'm kind of joking about the kitten YouTubes, but I can watch. Oh, my favorite new thing that I love. Oh my gosh, I needed a reward. I was home alone. I had to take care of a whole bunch of dogs. There are people who do whole oil paintings, and I'm not talking bad oil paintings. I'm talking good ones, and they film the whole thing and then speed it up. Oh, you can just watch it for an hour. Well, I can. That's the best reward ever for now. Okay, so the reason I went on and on about this and didn't take questions is that this was more of an interactive thing. I wanted everybody to be jumping in and sharing ideas of how to get rewards. So now I'm going to go back over the steps for making this a really great year. I know it seems like we started out with the eagle vision. Let's look at the whole year. And now we're down to micro mouse things. Well, here's the thing. You zoom out when you start a new year and you say, you know what, this is really the year to get in shape. I know that's so boring, but everybody does it. Well, not everybody. Some people do it. So then you go, if that's my goal, I want to be on American Ninja Warrior by this time next year. Whatever. I mean, that's not going to happen for me. But let's say that's yours. So then what you have to do is drop down into mouse view. I want to get a book published. Okay, that's my eagle vision. Now I have to drop down into mouse vision and do what's right in front of me. And you have to take such a tiny step. So think of a tiny, tiny, tiny step. And then cut it in half and then cut it in half again until it's literally falling off. Like it's literally easier than doing nothing. And then you take that step and then bang, you get a reward. Like immediately, you are training an animal. So in my case, I want to get my book done. So I lie down, okay, on a bed that has a really good mattress and nice, soft, fluffy, you know, things that I can touch. There's that scent of pine needles. There's a window where I can look out at the forest. And I'm immediately rewarded for just going to that spot and open it. Then I open my computer, open the book. If I feel good about that, I watch myself a little painting video. You know, just bang, bang, bang. You reinforce every little step. And by doing this, you start to gain a lot of momentum and a lot of joy in it. There's no punishment involved. There's no self-judgment involved. There is no walking for 100 miles on your knees through the desert repenting. There is just letting the soft animal of your body love what it loves. So I don't know if we don't really have time for questions. We've only got 2 minutes, but I thought it might be nice to just, we already put their goals up, didn't they? Big goals. I wanted to do something for the end that was like, I'm going to take one person's New Year's resolution, break it down, think of a reward, and then launch it. But without the technology working,
we can do that this time.
We can do that.
But you guys can do it on the comments with each other.
Yay. Monica's saying my business plan with tiny milestones. Make them teeny, weeny. And don't forget that after every step, immediately reward the soft animal that is your body. And you know what? Here's the deal. What happens is, yes, you probably will make it to your goals. You will probably achieve things that you want to achieve this way. If you do it this way, you will. I promise you. My biggest difficulty when I was coaching people one-on-one was getting them to make steps small enough. Oh, somebody asked what's mine. The book is a big one. I really want the book to be good. I really want this book to be good. I feel better about it than any self-help book I've ever written since Finding Your Own North Star. And I'm really trying to push myself to a new level. That's going to be my big resolution for now.
You guys, this book is so good.
I don't know.
So good.
I don't know.
I'm so excited about it.
So what I was saying is, you may achieve that goal. I may achieve that goal. But I honestly believe, harking back to my endlessly reiterated near-death experience when I was 28, when you look at your life from the position of a soul departed, I don't think you're going to be saying, I'm so glad I got that book finished. I think you're going to be saying, I am so glad I smelled jasmine every day. I am so glad I petted the dog every day. I am so glad that I let myself listen to the forest, listen to the wind chimes. I'm so glad that I let myself revel in the experience of being a spiritual being in a human body that was designed to experience joy and bliss, not just to produce things, to experience things, to experience wonderful things. So the good news is that's how you make your goals happen. And then it turns out the path was the goal all along. I love you guys.
You're fabulous.
You are fabulous. And we will see you next week.
Next week.
Bye.